It's August. That means it's Falcons football, baby. Let's go! What's wrong? What is there even to be excited about these days for a Falcons fan? Bro, don't be like that. Don't be like that. Come on, this year is different, and you know it. We got the quarterback in Matt Ryan, and we got Julio Jones, for crying out loud. Julio Jones is gone. He's what? Yeah, Julio Jones is gone. Julio Jones is gone. I think I need an air break. Hold on. He's gone. What are we gonna do? He's gone. There's gotta be some better news out there. What's the better news? I gotta ask him. There's some type of good news. Bro, please, there's gotta be some sort of good news that came out of the Julio Jones news. Is there something good that happened over the offseason? Just something good, anything. We got Kyle Pitts. Okay, I can live with that.
What's going on, Falcons fans? Logan here. Welcome back to Wrestle Rundown, and if you're new here, welcome. Let's face it, as diehard Atlanta Falcons fans, we always want to know what's going on with our favorite NFL team, whether the team is good or bad. And I have to say, this channel might be the channel for you because we actually talk about the Atlanta Falcons every single week on Tuesdays and Fridays at 11 o'clock a.m. Eastern. So if you have not done so already, or if you just now have found out about this channel, please do hit that subscribe button and hit the notification bell so you do not miss any videos that goes over your favorite NFL team. Also, we are incredibly close to 3K subscribers, and I first off want to thank you all so much for an incredible part of my life to just talk about the Atlanta Falcons in front of you all, and you have made this channel one of the greatest things that's ever happened to me, and I thank you from the bottom of my heart. And when we hit 3K subscribers, I have a 3K special for you all, and it might not be what you guys are thinking, but the only way to find out what it is when we get this channel to 3K, please do share this channel to your Falcons friends so we can show you what the 3K special is, and I think you're gonna love it. Anyway, let's go over the topic for the video. This video, we're gonna go over my second 2021 Atlanta Falcons schedule predictions videos. Last time I predicted the Falcons to go 10-7. This video's really not a whole lot different. There's just kind of some minor changes, but it's basically the same thing. But I will say from here on out, it's not even just for 2021. It's also just for the schedule predictions. Later down the road, we're going to do best case scenario predictions for the Atlanta Falcons, because who the heck is seriously going to click on a video only to hear, I don't have high expectations for the Falcons. You're going to be disappointed in my predictions, but let's go over it. You're not going to want to you're not going to watch the rest of the video. You want to hear the best case scenario. So from here on out, let's predict the best case scenario for the Atlanta Falcons heading into 2021. And not that 10-7 in the last video was bad necessarily, but let's go over what I truly believe is the best case scenario for the Atlanta Falcons heading into 2021. Enough talking, let's get straight into it. Week 1 is the Philadelphia Eagles versus the Atlanta Falcons. I actually feel this is the easiest game on our schedule, and I mean no disrespect to any of the Eagles fans that are watching this. I don't have anything against the Eagles at all. In fact, I don't even have anything against the state of Philadelphia, as just as of yesterday as I record this, Pennsylvania is all of a sudden a state that I am interested in moving to. So, gotta congratulate the Eagles fans to that one. Anyway, I don't have anything against the Eagles, but I do think this is the easiest team on our schedule. I just think there's a lot of question marks on that team. Is Jalen Hurts the long-term answer at quarterback? Some people are saying that the head coach they hired is not a good hire. The defense isn't as good as they once were, and let's face it, the receivers are still kind of a question mark in Philly. There's a lot of question marks for the Philadelphia Eagles, and also noting that the Atlanta Falcons are home in this game, especially week 1, where who doesn't want to go to a season opener for your favorite NFL team? Who just doesn't want to do that? So there's going to be a lot of Falcons fans here, and because of the home field advantage and the question marks on the Eagles roster, and then overall, just for whatever reason, whenever the Falcons play the Eagles in Atlanta, they win. But if the Falcons play the Eagles in Philadelphia, the Eagles win. It's weird, but with all three of those factors, I think we do start the season 1-0 finally for like the first time since 2017. Usually we don't start 1-0, but I think we do here. Week 2, the Atlanta Falcons at the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. So we already went from the easiest game on our schedule to already the hardest game on our schedule. But hey, at least it was on week 2, so at least we got it over with, I guess. And I'll be real with you, I simply just don't know how we're going to win this game. I'm sorry. First off, it's the Atlanta Falcons versus Tom Brady. When do we ever beat Tom Brady? Honestly, I will not say the Falcons beat Tom Brady until they actually do it. Sorry. And then also, I don't know, the Buccaneers literally just won the Super Bowl, so they still have that elite roster they have. And also the Bucs fans know they just won the Super Bowl. It'll still be early in the season, so the stadium's going to be rocking. And I'm not saying the Falcons don't play in hot weather already, but the Buccaneers have an open stadium and the Falcons play in a dome. So maybe the heat is going to be a lot for the Falcons. I don't know. It's just something to maybe watch out for. I just don't think there's going to be a win. So I think we start the season 1-1. Week 3, the Atlanta Falcons at the New York Giants. This is an interesting one because I think the Giants are actually a good team, but not great. You actually got a good offense for the Giants, a good receiving group, a good O-line, and then the defense is also pretty good. Joe Judge seems to be a legit head coach, and this is in the New York Giants Stadium at the end of the day. The home field advantage they have is good, but unfortunately for the Giants, the Falcons actually have a better quarterback, and let's face it, whoever has the better quarterback play usually kind of has the upside. I'm just going to be honest with you. Now, I think there's going to be kind of a defensive game, actually, even though I just said it's going to be, whoever has the better quarterback is going to win. But anyway, I think there's more of a defensive game because the Giants actually have themselves a pretty good defense. So I don't think the Falcons offense is going to necessarily, score over and over. But I also, no offense to Daniel Jones, I don't think Daniel Jones is quite there enough for me to say that I think he's just going to absolutely shred the Falcons defense. And because of that, with Matt Ryan's consistency over Daniel Jones's inconsistency, I think the Falcons do win this game, but it will not be a shootout. It won't be a blowout. It'll kind of be a defensive game. Week 4, the Washington football team at the Atlanta Falcons. Honestly, it's like almost the exact same game as the New York Giants game because the Washington football team has a great defense and they actually have a pretty good offense. The coach seems to be legit, but the quarterback is kind of a question mark. Now, the only difference is the Falcons do technically have home field advantage, so that's something to watch out for. And just for some reason, the Falcons never lose to the Washington football team. Anyway, like in 2018 and 2015, I'm pretty sure we weren't even predicted to win that game, and we did. And here we are with a lot of people saying that we're not going to win this game. So I don't know if that means we're going to win or not. But anyway, if you exclude that, I think Ryan Fitzpatrick is a better quarterback than Daniel Jones. But my question is he going to have one of those games where it's like he throws 4 picks? Or is he going to have one of those games where it's like he's amazingly good and he looks like he should be here in the long run? I don't really know, but with Ryan Fitzpatrick's inconsistency and Matt Ryan's consistency, I think this will be almost similar to the Giants game, but I think the Falcons edge it out. And also, I think the home field advantage after a 2-1 start, surely the Falcons fans are going to be a little excited for a while because we've been starting 0-5, 1-4 for the last few years. So now that we have like a winning start, maybe the Falcons fans are excited for once. Week 5, the New York Jets versus the Atlanta Falcons. However, it is in London, so we lose that home field advantage, unfortunately, which is actually pretty big. I don't really know a lot of Falcons fans, I guess, nor Jets fans that travel to London. I guess prove me wrong, but anyway, this is a long flight. So we lost the home field advantage. Unfortunately, And the Jets actually made, in my video not too long ago, the top 3 sleeper teams in 2021 for the Atlanta Falcons. The Jets were on that list. I guess spoiler alert if you didn't see that yet. But anyway, the Jets did make that list. Everyone knows I was a pretty big Zach Wilson believer. I still am a Zach Wilson believer, even though he is not on the Falcons like I at one point thought he was, admittedly. I still think he's going to do good things for the Jets, and I think he's a pretty legit quarterback. Maybe Robert Saleh is a legitimate head coach, and honestly, let's just be real. At this point, anyone is better than Adam Gase, right? So, with all of that being said, the Jets actually have improved a little bit. However, I don't think the roster is quite ready to compete just yet. I think the Falcons' offense, and you could argue maybe the defense, is a little bit better than the Jets right now. So I think the Falcons actually are entering the bye week in week 6, 4-1. Holy crap. When does that ever happen? When do we actually have a good start? Besides, in every other game where we take the lead and then we choke it. But you get what I'm trying to say. When do we ever have a strong start in the season? But the question is, can we finish? Week 7, the Atlanta Falcons at the Miami Dolphins. Now, sure, Tua is kind of an inconsistent quarterback, and in this video I've kind of been preaching over and over that because Matt Ryan's more consistent, I just kind of expect him to win the game over us than Daniel Jones and Ryan Fitzpatrick. So I know you're probably going to say, well, why are you not saying the same thing about Tua? Well, that's because I feel the Dolphins overall have a better roster than us. I'm just going to be honest with you. The Giants, you could maybe say the Falcons had a better receiving core. And then with the Washington football team, you could maybe say the Falcons also had a better receiving core. But with the Dolphins, I just feel everything about them is better. I think they have a better defense overall. And let's be real, that secondary is no joke. Now that the Dolphins actually had a winning season and they do have high expectations entering the season, I think this home field advantage is going to be pretty legit. And then also, let's just face it, the Falcons never really beat the Dolphins anyway. So I know it's kind of okay, why are you saying this about the Washington football team and the Giants with the whole quarterback inconsistency thing, but not with the Dolphins? I just feel the Dolphins actually have a lot of things going for them. They have a great team, and the home field advantage should be pretty legitimate here. And the secondary, compared to the football team and the Giants, that'll mess with us a little bit, I think. Now, that sucks to say because there's a high chance I go to this game in person. I hope the Falcons win this game, but unfortunately, I just don't think so yet. Week 8, the Carolina Panthers versus the Atlanta Falcons. I think this should be a win here. The Carolina Panthers aren't necessarily a bad team. They actually have themselves a pretty good roster. I just personally don't see anything with Sam Darnold yet. I don't really know what he does. That's just so good. No offense. And I'm not a Sam Darnold believer. I'm just not. And then overall, the Panthers, in my opinion, still have a little bit of work to do with that defense. And I think the Falcons offense should take care of things against their defense. And also noting we have home field advantage. And, oh yeah, the Falcons hardly ever lose to the Panthers anyway. So I think we get a win here. Week 9, the Atlanta Falcons at the New Orleans Saints. Unfortunately, this is a loss. The Falcons have been struggling to the Saints for a while. The Saints are a team not to be slept on. Another spoiler alert from my sleeper teams list. Don't sleep on the New Orleans Saints just because they lost Drew Brees. Jameis Winston can still put up points. And this will be interesting now that he's with Taysom Hill and Sean Payton. So are they going to make things a little more interesting here in New Orleans and maybe revive his career? I doubt it, but we'll see. But anyway, if you take Jameis Winston out, the Saints are still a great team with a great defense and one heck of a home field advantage. And I don't know, I'm not feeling it here. I think this is a loss. Week 10, the Atlanta Falcons at the Dallas Cowboys. This is the hardest game to predict, in my opinion, because they're almost the exact same team. They both have a great quarterback. They both have kind of an unproven coach. I mean, let's just face it, Mike McCarthy. I was never high on Mike McCarthy to begin with. But can he turn things around here? I doubt it, but I guess you could say he's unproven in Dallas, whatever. Anyway, they also have a great offense with a great group of receivers, and then they also both have kind of an unproven defense. So they're like almost the exact same team. You just don't really know what's going to happen. The Atlanta Falcons defense, like we said earlier, is a little unproven. So the Cowboys probably, no offense, like they'll probably find ways to score against the defense, but the Falcons are also playing Dan Quinn's defense. Like, do I need to say more? It's Dan Quinn's defense. Anyway, so yeah, this will be kind of a tough one. It really could go down to the wire like seemingly every Falcons and Cowboys game does. But I'm ultimately going to say the Falcons win this one simply because they are definitely familiar with Dan Quinn. And no, not that it was hard to score against Dan Quinn's defense anyway, but they're definitely going to know what Dan Quinn does really well. They're going to know what DeMonte Casey and Keanu Neal are honestly going to do in this play, maybe. So I think the Falcons, because of what they know about Dan Quinn, and in my opinion, the better quarterback play over Dak Prescott anyway, I think this is a win. Week 11 is probably the most controversial prediction here. The New England Patriots at the Atlanta Falcons. I'm actually going to say we win this game. I know that's kind of crazy because the Falcons have never beaten the Patriots before, but, with Tom Brady in. But first off, that's one thing. The Falcons have never beaten Tom Brady, but the question is, can they beat the Patriots without Tom Brady? Here's why I actually kind of think they will. First off, let's face it, whoever has home field advantage on Thursday night games usually has the nod. Like, they usually have a high chance of winning. The Falcons, if everything goes right, if we seriously have this many wins late in the stretch, who doesn't think the Atlanta Falcons Stadium is going to be rocking, especially on a Thursday night? And they're going to be rowdy to want to win against the Patriots. So that's just something to keep in mind. And then the Patriots have to travel just in general on a Thursday night. That's simply not easy to do. And also, Mac Jones, we'll just see what he does. I think he probably plays during this game, but, I'm not really expecting Mac Jones to take the Patriots, at least not to win the division. Maybe the playoffs simply because they have Bill Belichick, but I just don't really know what we're going to expect from Mac Jones just yet. But if Cam Newton is playing, sorry, Cam Newton truthers, I just don't think Cam Newton has it anymore. I think Matt Ryan is very clearly the better quarterback here. And then the Patriots just don't really have a good offense anyway. I think the Falcons' offense is going to score and score against the Patriots, and I'm just going to be real with you as it is. I don't know if I trust a rookie Mac Jones and definitely a kind of a, no offense, washed up Cam Newton to keep up and keep pace with a road game in Atlanta here. I actually kind of feel it this time with maybe a strong home field advantage here, maybe a strong take, but maybe it could happen. Week 12, the Atlanta Falcons at the Jacksonville Jaguars. I don't really need to explain this. I think this is kind of a win here. I don't really think the Jaguars are too much of a challenge, honestly, to the Falcons. Move on. Week 13, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers versus the Atlanta Falcons. Sorry, it's just the Atlanta Falcons need to prove to me that they can beat Tom Brady, and the Buccaneers are still going to be a good team, by the way. I'm just not feeling it. Sorry. It's really exactly what I said in week 2. It kind of applies here. It's just the Falcons have home field advantage, I guess, but I think the Buccaneers are too strong. Sorry. Week 14, by the way, if you're wondering why I keep doing this, it's just something for my editing. It makes it easier for me to know when to cut the clip and stuff. But anyway, the Atlanta Falcons versus the Carolina Panthers really just kind of goes back to what I said about week 8. Simply put, I don't really trust Sam Darnold, and the Panthers' home field advantage was never really that strong to begin with anyway. I think the Falcons are going to, make it through that Panthers defense, and I think this is a win. Week 15, the Atlanta Falcons at the San Francisco 49ers. This is actually another controversial one. In the last video, I said we would lose. This time, I think we win. Because first off, the Falcons hardly ever lose to the 49ers anyway. But second, the Falcons are usually pretty good on the West Coast anyway. Look at the history. And third of all, let's face it, the Atlanta Falcons, I know I keep preaching about the whole better quarterback play, but it really does matter in the NFL. The Falcons do have better quarterback play. Trey Lance is great, but he is a rookie. I don't know if I'm just going to say he's better than Matt Ryan. And then Jimmy G, just that's self-explanatory. The Falcons are still going to want to have that mindset of let's beat Kyle Shanahan, so I think that actually plays a factor in this game a little bit. Now, I think the 49ers admittedly are more of a talented football team than the Atlanta Falcons. I will admit that one. But ultimately, I think it kind of just comes down to the quarterback play, the mindset the Falcons are going to have to want to beat Kyle Shanahan, and then the fact that the Falcons just, for some reason, they're pretty good on the West Coast. I think that we're going to win this game, honestly, and plus it's late down the stretch. We're already looking good to make the playoffs in this video, but the Falcons are obviously going to want to try and clinch things here. Week 16, the Detroit Lions versus the Atlanta Falcons. I still don't think you should sleep on the Detroit Lions, but I also think there's going to be a win. I'm not really going to dive deep into that. Week 17, the Atlanta Falcons at the Buffalo Bills. This game will be on my birthday, but unfortunately for me, I don't think this will be a very pleasant birthday gift because I think we have no chance in this game. Honestly, the Bills are a very good team, and we're going to be facing them possibly in the snow. No, honestly, we're not going to win that game. And then week 18, the last game on our schedule, I think we're good enough to make the playoffs at this point. But we do have the New Orleans Saints versus the Atlanta Falcons. You guys are going to hate me for this, but I have a loss. Unfortunately, sorry. The Falcons have been struggling to the Saints lately, and it's just, I think the Falcons are honestly kind of in position to make the playoffs in this video anyway. Maybe they want to rest their starters. We'll see. But the Saints are also just still a good team. So sorry it had to be that way. But ultimately, things have slightly changed in this video. The last schedule predictions, I had them going 10-6, I want to say. In this one, I have them going 11-6, which I think is well enough for the playoffs. Congratulations to the Atlanta Falcons. That is, in my opinion, the best case scenario. But what is your schedule predictions for the Atlanta Falcons? Let me know in the comments below. And I will see you guys with another video this Friday at 11 o'clock a.m. Eastern. Love and appreciate you all for the support. And as always, rise up.